The question we get asked most frequently is, what is the best soil to use to plant your clivias in? Well, to have a healthy clivia like this, today I'm going to demonstrate the type of soil mix we use for our mature plants. So we start with a mixture of bark, fine bark, 15 millimeters of bark. We normally make a mix of about 1 cube at a time because we plant in big quantities. So we'll start off with 4 bags, 50 kilogram bags. Then we'll be adding the rougher, bigger pieces of bark chips. This is for drainage and for airflow in your mix, because a clivia doesn't want to be in a tight mix, it needs good drainage. Then we add filter sand. This is sterile filter sand they use for swimming pools. So this makes your mixture nice and tight and heavier because the bark is very light, so your plants will contain water better, keep the moisture in and not fall over when it's windy. Then we also use either perlite, vermiculite or styrofoam. In this case we've got styrofoam, also for airflow in between the roots. And lastly, we'll be adding a slow release fertilizer. This is an 18-month slow release fertilizer. So this stays in your soil and it feeds your plant for up to 18 months. So today I've got Seams and George here to help me put this all together. So we'll start off with the 4 bags of fine bark, 15 millimeters of bark. This is a well composted bark, so it's not fresh bark. It's important to be well composted. And you'll also see we don't use any of our own compost in our mixes. Our mixes are completely sterile, which is very important for clivias. No root rot, no funguses. And the last bag. That's why I have help here, Seams and George. Okay. Next up, we'll be adding the bark pieces. We use 3 bags of the large bark chips. This is to aerate the soil. And you'll also see this is a nice dark bark, so it's also well composted. And one more. Now you'll be adding the perlite or vermiculite or styrofoam, also to aerate your soil. Now the filter sand is heavy, so this is what makes your mix nice and heavy to keep your plants nice and upright when it's windy. Keep the moisture, lock the moisture in. And finally, most important, multi-feed slow fertilizer, slow release. This fertilizer will be working for 18 months in the soil. Your plant will be feeding from this fertilizer for a good time. And now everything just needs to be mixed well. So this is a mixture that you'll use for your seedlings that are planted out into their own pots. As soon as they come out of the trays, they go into their own pots. You'll be able to use this mixture, and then we use this for our mature plants. Okay, that looks about right. Thank you, George. Thank you, Sims. So you'll see all mixed up, well mixed. You'll see a little bit of everything in the soil, and this is the soil that we will use for our mature plants and our seedlings. I'm Carrie from Utopia Clivias. Thank you for watching.